Welcome back, guys, to another video, and today I'm very excited to share with you guys the long-awaited and anticipated full tour of the Elysian Empress. So, to get this video started, I will do a pretty much 360 exterior view of the ship and tell you a little bit about it. So, I started this ship around a year ago, actually, in October 2024, and it took until now to finish her, but she is done, and she is definitely the largest ship I've built and arguably the most detailed. I took a lot of time in perfecting sort of the details within the ship in the interior and the exterior, and I think I finally made it, and so she's ready to be released. So as we do this 360 exterior little view, pretty much this is a custom ship under the Elysian International brand. She is around 380 blocks long and around 41 blocks wide. And pretty much the ship would be ported out of the Port of Miami if she was real, but she's not, obviously. But there are a lot of sort of Miami sort of aspects within the ship and themes. A lot to do with like the Vice colors. So yeah. And then before we get on into the interior, if you are new to the channel, and you enjoy building content on Minecraft, whether it's cruise ship related or just building in general, I do ask that you stick around for the entire tour and maybe check out my other channel and be sure to subscribe. So now we can head on into the interior. So as we get started with this interior tour of the Elysian Empress, I want to do something that I haven't actually done before, which is show off one of my custom crew decks. So I took a little bit more time in building this one, and I wanted to show it off. So we start here in the gangway area. As you can see, you have the door leading out to the ocean, and then this is where you check in, right back onto the ship, and this is one of the pretty much lobby areas. So if we come up here, this is actually the main elevator lobby of the ship, as you can see here. And this is over here is just a storage area, and you have a larger door so they can forklift things onto the ship in bulk storage. But if we go down here, you have nice towel bins. Go down here, this is the actual crew area. So this is obviously the long highway everybody knows about. So we come down here, I can show off a crew cabin. So we come over here and choose one with the porthole. So you have 3 beds, cabinet storage up here, more cabinets, TV, and then you actually have a shared bathroom. So this is the adjacent cabin, and you have your shared bathroom. So it pretty much acts like a dorm room. If you've been in one of those or lived in one of those, it pretty much acts like that. And so you have your shower, toilet, and your sink, the towel, and then you have your shower. So yeah, pretty nice. And we can move on. These are just more crew cabins as we walk along the ship here. And then here's a storage area, and we can come over here, come this way. You have a little commons area down here. So this is just a nice area where you can pretty much make food, hang out. As you can see, the seating over here, you got a nice fridge, and yeah, it's a nice little commons area. So over here, it's just mostly crew cabins. You have a breaker room right here. It's not really important. I'm trying to look for this one area. Okay, it's over here. So there's a lot of like different hallways right here. This is where it kind of breaks off from crew cabins. So you have storage, security, laundromat, a workshop. So you have this here. This is a thermal area. You have a security office because there's a bunch of security cameras along the ship, and if something happens, they need to rewind tape. They can come in here and do it. And we come over here, laundromat. This is where crew members can do their laundry. Engine control room. While I did not build an engine room for this ship, there is an engine control room. So that is that. And come over here. You have electronic storage, dry storage. So just pretty much a lot of different types of storage. So like cold storage, like meats and stuff. And then there's more cold storage within the galleys on the ship as well. So we can come this way because this is one of the other areas. This is the med bay. So if there's a medical incident for a passenger or a crew member, they would come here. They'd be able to treat you, hold you there until you're feeling better. And so yeah. And then on the other side, actually, have something neat. I actually have a holding center. So if somebody acts up, breaks a rule, or breaks a law, actually, yeah, they'd be held here. So it's like a detention area, or jail cell, if you want to call it that. But yep, and then there's more crew areas back here. So you have a kitchen, but this is for the cafeteria and bar area. So crew members are just like us, they need areas to relax. So you have a nice bar, and then you also have a cafeteria. So, you know, and then there's also like a nice little seating area over here with the large TV. And then there's just more cabins, more storage, and more cabins. So that is pretty much it for the crew area. So now we can head on over to deck 1. Another crew area that I'm going to be showing off. This is the main kitchen here on the ship. So this is on deck 3. So this is in between the Brilliance restaurant and the Allure restaurant. So this is used for both of them, but this is the main kitchen, as you can see. So you got your like day 6, 5:15 dinner, and you have your cookie stations all around. You have your monitors telling you what's need to be done. You have your cutting boards, burners, grills, pretty much everything that is needed. You got your cold storage right here, which you can check out. And then you also have pretty much more areas, just a big kitchen. You got your fridges, more cutting boards, more sinks, more reminders. You got burgers right here. And then, yep, and then obviously down that hallway is the Allure restaurant. And then over here on this side is, again, more pretty much cooking areas. And you got a nice hallway right here, and then an exit out into the elevator lobby. And so, yeah, that is pretty much the kitchen. So now we can head on over to the passenger decks. So here we are on deck 1, which is the first deck of passenger cabins. So come over here, do this. We have the even cabins on this side, and then we have the odd cabins on this side. We're going to head over to the even cabins, because I guess that's where our cabin is assigned, and we're going to choose this one. So this is your basic ocean view cabin here on the Elysian Empress. So walking in, you have a nice mirror here on the left side, and on the right side you have your cabinets for, you know, storage and such. You have your nice TV, a little lamp, you have your bed, nice plant, a painting on the wall in the background, and then up here you would also have a drop down bed, which is an optional area if you're holding like maybe 2 parents and 1 kid. You have a drop down bed over there. And so yeah, and then in here you have your full size bathroom with the shower, sink, and your toilet, and your little warning sign to not throw bulky items into the toilet, because that is bad for the plumbing and the environment. So, and then you have a towel. So that is a ocean view. And then if you're wondering, these are all furnished. I mean, you can check, but they're all done. Now we can check out an interior cabin, which is pretty much the same thing. Which actually, it is the exact same thing. So, bathroom, same thing, TV, lamp, bed, and more cabinets, and a nice mirror, which works. So, now we can head over to deck 2, just to show that all the cabins are finished, and they are done. So, same thing. Actually, I think there's one thing over there. We'll get to that later, though, because that is the spa. I believe there's a laundromat somewhere on this ship. Maybe we can fly all the way down here and figure it out. There's a laundromat. That's what I thought. So this is a laundromat. So this is where passengers can come in and do laundry, or they can have a crew member do it for them. But I feel like it's probably better if you do it yourself. So that is it for the lower passenger cabins. Now we can head on over to the entertainment. So here we are on the first area of the entertainment decks here on deck 3. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to start by going through here, and we're going to be checking out the Serene Spa, which will be our first destination. So this is Serene Spa. This is the main spa here aboard the Elysian Empress. And we can probably start by going through here before we go down a level, actually. So this is the fitness center. So if you ever feel the need to go through a workout on a ship, you know, burn some calories, you may be built up at the buffet or restaurants, as trust me, we've all done it. This is where you're going to do this. So you have your ellipticals, you have your treadmills, and then over here you actually have the weightlifting section. So you have these benches, bench presses, and then you also have cable machines over here. And then of course you have your locker rooms, which of course have a nice mirror to go with it. You have towels, lockers, Sinks. No showers though, because you have a shower in your cabin. And then this is an Elysian Studio, so this is pretty much like the yoga area. So they have yoga classes here that you can sign up for, which are very neat. And trust me, it's very nice on a nice day at sea in the morning. You want to get some yoga done and feel fresh for the rest of the day. So now we can come out here to the jogging track. So this is your main jogging track here aboard the ship. So right next to the fitness center, you have your track rules: pass politely, run right direction, and no speakers. So this is the right direction. And then 1 lap around here is equal to 2/3 of a kilometer. So I'm gonna make it daytime because I don't want to be running at night because it's scary. So as you can see, you have your warning signs of the floor may be slippery, but we're just gonna go on a nice little trek here of what it would look like if you were to go on a run here on the Elysian Empress. So you come around here. This is actually where you spawn on the ship if you download it. So yeah, you spawn on the jogging track actually. So we can come down through here, and then you have this nice little sky bridge where you can look down, pretty much see the wake under you as you're going, look out on the beautiful sea, the vast ocean, and then you can continue walking down all the way here under the lifeboats. And if you're noticing, you walk past a ton of seating areas on the ship because you need that seating. And then you go all the way around here on the back so you can have this nice view off the back of the ship. And then you come around here and you go all the way back. So again, nice views of the ocean, again, is a very nice thing to do. And it's not just for running, you could just walk it. It's very nice to, go on a walk like once a day, especially on a ship, just taking in the views, maybe bring a drink with you, and just have a nice walk. So that was it. That was 2/3 of a kilometer right there. So we got our walk in for the day. Now we can finish touring the rest of the ship. So we can start by going down here because obviously the spa wouldn't be this big. So you go down here and you have this entire area. So this is the thing we were looking at earlier, but we'll start with the barber shop. So you need a haircut, or you need your hair done on a ship because it might be, fancy night and you might need your hair done in a new way. This is the spot to do it. This is the barbershop. This is where you can get your haircut, hair done, whatever you need. It is an additional fee though, because obviously you're not going to get a free haircut on a ship. And these barbers need, the revenue as well. So anyways, moving on, we're going to go this way first. So these are your basic treatment rooms. So if you booked a massage, you just come in here and it's very nice. You got your window looking out to the sea, and then you got your nice little table. You put your head in there and you can just relax. And you also have cabinets, and a nice candle. So these are all treatment rooms actually. I believe all these are. Yeah, okay, so there's other stuff over here, such as the relax room. So this is a nice little relax room with some plants, some seats, just a nice area to relax and unwind. And then you actually have an indoor pool over here, which I believe is actually a thermal pool, because I don't think it's a heated pool, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, nice area to come and relax. And then over here you have a steam room. If you have not used a steam room before, it is the best. It is such a good thing. Just sitting 10 minutes in a steam room, it really just cleanses you. It feels great. So I heavily advise that in real life too. I actually don't know if many ships have steam rooms. I would hope they do, but again, it's a great thing. So that's actually it for the spa, I believe. It's not a very large spa, but it's all right. So now, without any cuts, we can actually just come up, walk through here, and we can go to the first area. So if you're wondering, on this side, you just have some nice restrooms, which are pretty much dotted all along the entertainment area. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So we are on deck 3, and now we can go to the first of the main entertainment areas. This is the Empress Promenade, as you can see. So it spans 2 decks. It is absolutely wonderful. Took a while to do, and I'm very proud of the way it came out. So we can go in here deck by deck and build room by room, starting off with the builder's market. So this is pretty much just your standard old market. They sell a lot of stuff here, such as they do sell cigarettes in here, as you can see by the warnings, but they also sell medicine, because on a ship people are going to get seasick, so you need the seasickness medication to get that. And then they also just sell like basic stuff, And yeah, that's just a builder's market. It's just a standard little market. It's kind of like a gas station aboard the ship. Kind of like that sort of market. But yeah, now we can go to the other side. So this is the Elysian Brewing Co. This is the first of many main bars. And this was actually the first entertainment area I built on the ship. So this is one of your main bars. So you just got a simple bar. You got nice windows out there looking out on the ocean. You can see the blue hint from the lights out there coming through the window, which I think is super cool. But yeah, you got pool in the middle, you got seating all around, you got nice greenery, and it's just a really nice hangout bar. And so yeah, now you come over here. This is the Time Doctor. This is a watch shop. So if you ever need a watch, you know, these ships, if you've ever been on a ship, you know they sell watches. Like, they really try to sell you watches. This is one area where you can do that. So you got many different types of watches here, and then you also have warning signs for the cameras. But yeah, this is where you can buy your watches, so like Rolexes, Invictus, and such. And so yeah, and then over here, this is I believe this was also on the Elysian Reverence in the same area. So this is like a make your own drink area. It's kind of similar to Royal Caribbean, except it's not a robot arm, but instead it's a conveyor belt over here. So pretty much your cup comes out of one of these holes, and there's these drop down areas. You can pretty much mix your own drinks. Obviously a limited, you know, use of alcohol, but you can put as many mixers as you want. So yep, and then it comes out here. So I thought it was just a pretty neat idea. I'm sure it's probably been done on a ship before, but that is just, you know, one of the sort of trademark things of the Elysian International cruises. And this is where it is on this ship. So it's much larger than the one on Reverence, because Empress is a much larger ship. So that is that. Now we can come over here, and it's another bar. This is the Clam Bar. So this is actually one of the few things that's smaller on the ship compared to Reverence, but I wanted to really expand and add more things that I haven't done in the past. So, but this is just a bar. Obviously, if you get the reference, you get the reference, but you have a jukebox over here, and then you have, you know, seating, bar area, nice. Oops, I should be flipped. Nice brown and stone accents. And so, yep. And so that is it for this deck. Now, do you want to go up here? Sure, I will start over here. Actually, this is okay. We're gonna start here. I'm gonna leave that for the last area. So actually, no, scratch that. We're gonna go through here. So this is the 21st Lounge. This was actually on Olympian. Wasn't on Reference, but it was on Olympian. So this is the 21st Lounge. This is like just a general seating area, lounge area. It's right next to the theater, which we will get to in a little bit, but we're gonna save that for later. But this is the 21st. So you have your exit over here with your muster station sign. So you will find these throughout the entire ship. So this is A1, the theater's this is A2, the theater's A1, this is A2, and then it goes A3, A4, or maybe it might go B1, B2. I don't really remember, but so this is the lifeboat deck. I guess I'll show this off. So this is the very nice lifeboat deck. So in the case of an emergency, which hopefully there isn't one, but if there was one, this is where you would go. So you have nice, well, not nice, but life vest, storage. And then the lifeboats do actually have interiors, and I wonder if I put the capacity on the side, which I did not, but I did number them. If you were wondering. So 01, 03, 05, and then on the other side it goes 02, 04, 06. So it's a little neat area, but we are not in the middle of an emergency right now. We're in the middle of a tour. So this is the 21st Lounge, and then you also have more restrooms over here. So nice little restroom. Don't forget to smile. That is very important. You also have a lot of paintings on the ship. I love adding paintings to like bland walls. So that's just something important. And I do forget about this lounge a lot. I built it and I pretty much like never went back to it, and I completely forgot it. I don't think I actually showed it off in any of the update videos, but this is the Empress Lounge. So as you see, muster station A3. You have a telephone here if you were wondering. But yeah, so this is the Empress Lounge. This is just another bar area, lounge area, just a very classic sort of browner hues, nice sort of, you know, red floors. It's just a nice little bar area. And then of course an exit out to the lifeboat deck because it is a muster station. So that is it for that. Now we can come over here to the fun stuff. And then there is more restrooms on either side, if you were wondering. So this is the parlor. This is the ice cream parlor here aboard the ship. And it's not the only place you can get ice cream. There are ice cream dispensers on the top decks, which we'll get to, but this is like the main one for the entertainment area. So you have your flavors. You got rainbow, lemon sorbet, strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. And you start here, pretty much get your cup. You can go through, get whatever ice cream you want, get whatever base you want. And then you have the toppings here. So you have Kit Kats, cherries, gummy worms, my personal favorite, and then Oreos, which is also another good choice. And then you finish here, get your spoon, and then you walk out a very happy person. So now we come over here to the other side, and you have the sub stop. So this is your little substation here aboard the ship. So if you want a sandwich, ever want one, you come here. It's pretty much just like any other sandwich shop. You get your bread and you choose what goes on the sandwich, so you can't complain if it's not good because you made the sandwich. So come through here, and then you also have please throw away your trash. So you have trash cans scattered around the ship because it's not nice to leave trash around. So throw it away. All right. Here, seating area, it kind of doubles as a library. You do have areas, but these would more than likely be like board games. So you can grab those. Come around here and you can just have your nice seating. So you can go to the other side. Is there one last thing I need to go to? This is the Founders Bar. So this is one of the main bars aboard the ship. So overhangs the rest of the promenade down below. And it's just a nice bar. So you can sit here, get a drink, take it, walk around the promenade, walk around the lobby over there, which we will get to. But yeah. And then here is a staircase. It is a very bright staircase, but it's a staircase. So we're gonna actually walk down it. And I walked into a wall. Okay, here it is. So you walk down it and you come out here on the other side as we are going to walk on over. But first, we're going to pass by the Brilliance restaurant, because we'll get to it, because we are going to show off. Let me make it morning, or no, midday. So this is the main lobby here aboard the Elysian Empress. It spans 3 decks. As you can see, there's a lot to go over, but we will get to it eventually. But this is the main beautiful grand lobby here with the Elysian Empress. You have your overhangs and you have your staircases. And then again, I did say you spawn out here, so you spawn right here and you can just walk right on into the ship. So just a very, very nice area. I'm very glad with how it came out. And so, yeah. And then, of course, no lobby is without its bar. So you have the lobby bar right here. And that will actually take us, first of all, over to guest services, because that is over here. So if you ever had an issue, here's guest services. You can get that fixed out. Now we can come over here to the first main restaurant here aboard the ship. This is the Brilliance restaurant. And on the side here is something I was kind of proud of. This is actually a menu. You can't really see what it is. It's a little pixelated, but you have Brilliance restaurant on the top. You have entree, feature salad, and then everyday items. And then on the bottom, you can see Elysian Empress, and then the date, which is June 15th, 2025, which is the canon date of where the ship is, because the ship made its debut on June 12th, which I believe is a Friday or Saturday. I don't really remember. Because that's when the ship was originally supposed to be released, and then it kind of got delayed, but nonetheless, this is the Brilliance restaurant. So this is the first restaurant. This restaurant is 1 deck, and it spans all the way back here. As you can see, this is the main entrance, which we skip by, but you can come back in here and walk all along it. Very basic restaurant. It's not trying to do too much, which I like about it. And then it also has an exit out to the lifeboat deck, but no seating out here. Just an exit. So, and then the kitchen is back there, which we will show off later, because I would like to go up a deck. So we already went over deck 4 here. Oh, and then here's the statue in the middle, which there's that. I believe that just means Empress of the Ocean. So, yeah. But now we can come up this staircase, and you can see pretty much get a nice view of the lobby right here. So you can just look around, look at the chandeliers, look out on the ocean. So we already went through all this, and then you have right here your Elysian Empress official ship model. So this is it would be here in a glass box, but it's not. But this is like a large, probably I don't know, 6 foot long ship model. So it's a nice thing to look at. They have it on Royal Caribbean Carnival ships, so I thought it'd be nice to put it right here. So moving on, you have a nice little area here as well. Nice little overhang down to the bar and another chandelier. This is the Bon Cafe. This is another staple of Elysian International. This is just your cafe. So in the morning, come over here. You can get a nice sausage and egg sandwich. You can get some smoothies. You have the wild berry smoothie, the espresso coffee, and then the bronze smoothie, which is obviously the main smoothie because of the Bon Cafe. And then along here, you have a bunch of seating next to the founder's bar. And then over here, it goes back here. And then you also have your Mustard B2, which is, again, another exit out to the lifeboat deck. So we're going to take this way around because it goes around here. Again, very nice. And then this takes us to one of the main attractions here aboard the Empress. This is the Casino 305. This is your main casino here aboard the ship. So if you want to gamble, want to play some blackjack, or just play some slots, test your luck, here's the place to do it. So coming in, on your left, you have a bunch of nice slot machines coming over here. And then over here, you have a nice little staircase up here, but you also have a glass wall here, because if you're wondering why it's all like sectioned off, it's because this is a smoking area, and it wouldn't be nice if smoke was, going all over the ship. So that's a way to not have it. So Mustard B3 right there. When you come around, you have some seating, and then you have a nice little glass staircase up here, which probably should be covered, but we're gonna ignore that. And then here you have your casino bar, and then obviously this also doubles as a sports bar, so you do have a sports game going on here in the background. And so yeah, and then there's a nice little overhang right here, which we will get up there in a minute, but you do have some nice TVs right here. So yep. And then here are your roulette tables, and then your standard card game tables right here. So you have blackjack, and yeah, and then over here you have your craps table, and then pretty much more slot machines, more roulette tables, and back here another wall of slot machines. And then over here, we're gonna actually go to this entrance over here because it describes what it is. This is the cave. So this is pretty much the main sports bar here aboard the ship. So you have sports, wings, drinks, and more. So you have your booths going along right here. Again, you got the sports game in the back. You have your main bar. You got your kitchen over there where they make the wings. And then you also have these cool jerseys hung up. If you know know these players, there you go. And then you also have your Budweiser's, Michelob Ultra signs, which I believe are in like every bar ever. So yeah, now we can go along this hallway, which will lead us back, and we're gonna actually go down a floor here. But this is the Elysian Empress on its maiden voyage, June 7th, 2025. So I was wrong. So the canon date is actually June 12th. So I was wrong on that. That's my fault. So this is June 12th, 2025 when you're on the ship. So now you can go down here, back to deck 3. So you have your crew only doors to the kitchen area, but this is Izzy's Jazz Club. So this is another staple of Elysian International. This is your main jazz club for the ship, and it is positioned right next to the dining room on purpose. I do that, I believe, on every ship, because I do think every dining room should have an area where you can go and sit down and listen to music and get a drink beforehand. So this is it. So you have like, you have performances up here. So yeah, you can have live performances up here, and then you also have your bar here in the back. So again, very nice area, very basic. And now we can move on to the aft atrium. So this is the second sort of atrium opening area. So this is the aft one. That's right next to the Allure restaurant. So you got a nice little light fixture right here, and then you also have your dome that goes up, and you can actually see all the way up to the water slides, which I think is a very cool thing. It will get up there eventually, obviously, but for right now, we are looking at the Allure restaurant menu. So this is actually a different menu. Now we can head on into the Allure restaurant. So this is the main restaurant. It is the second of 3, but it's the biggest one and is the only one that spans 2 decks. So you have the Allure restaurant. So very nice. As you can see here, main opening in the area. You got a nice sort of ring thing going around. You got your nice little chandelier in the middle with the ring going around it. And then obviously you have your seating all over. So it goes all the way back here, and you've got nice windows, not looking out directly to the ocean. That is the jogging track that we were on earlier. But yeah, so, and then we can also, well, I guess we can sort of just fly up to the second deck because we're allowed to do that. So this is the second deck. So again, more seating. It goes all the way back here. And this one actually does directly look out onto the ocean, which is why it's bigger. So there's not jogging track, but instead you can look out here. You can see the ocean. But it's nighttime. But it makes sense because it's dinner. Because we're in the restaurant. And then back here again, and you can see the wake. And it's just very, very nice. So that is pretty much it for the dining room. Now we can show off one last thing here on this deck. So here is Muster C2. So it does go to C. So I was right on that. All right. So there's one last thing we need to show off, and this is the Paris Art Gallery. So again, positioned right next to the dining room on purpose. This is your main art gallery here aboard the ship. So if you're ever bored, you need something to do, looking at art is obviously just a very nice and fun thing to do. So yeah, this is the art gallery. So they do sell some type of art pieces in here, and they do have events, and you can ask for more info on an art piece right here. And then it also has, of course, your exit out onto the lifeboat deck. So we are here on deck 5. First thing we're going to be showing off, this is the Colors Lounge. So this is the first area that you will see here on deck 5. This is one of the main lounge areas. And again, it is forward deck 5. It is a nice little lounge area. So you got your bar right here, and then you got your sort of murals here across the wall. And then you have your piano here in the middle. So you have live performances. So it kind of doubles as a piano bar. But we will get to the piano bar later. And then you also have just a ton of paintings. And then there is an entrance to the Empress Theater, which again, we'll be showing later. So stay tuned for that, because that, I believe, is the best part of the ship. But yeah, and then you also have this sort of private room back here, which is, again, just nice. Bunch of art, bunch of windows looking out onto the promenade deck, but we'll get out there in a second. So that is it for the Colors Lounge. Now we can make our way aft here on this deck. And then you also have the piano keys right here. And then over here, you have some restrooms. Again, pretty basic. And then you do have doors out to the deck here, or the promenade deck. So, yeah. All right, now continuing here on deck 5, this is something I actually built on camera. This is the Redwood Wine Club. So this is your main wine club here aboard the ship. So they do host like events here. They host parties, wine tastings, and so yeah, just a nice little wine area. And then you have the area where they hold the wine back there. Then of course you have your exit onto the promenade deck, and then across the way you have the Cuisine d'Aie, which was probably horribly mispronounced, but this is the French restaurant. So if you're into French food, for whatever reason, this is the French restaurant. So this is where you get it. So yep, so you got your French flags, if you were wondering. And yeah, just seating, kitchen back there, and then you actually have outdoor seating. So this is the first restaurant that we'll show that actually has outdoor seating. So you see it is right here. It is very dark outside. It's very sad, but I'm sure it'll lighten up by the time we get to the back of the ship, because that is the main spot here on deck 5. So moving on, you do have an overhang looking down to the promenade down there, but this is the Azalea Sushi. So this is the main sushi spot here aboard the ship. So if you like sushi, because who doesn't, this is where you get it. So order it, pick it up, and you got a roll right there. Seating, more elevated seating, and then there is an outdoor area, but you have to go around here to this revolving door to get to it. So yep, so outdoor seating, very nice. And now you can come along here to this nice little hallway here. You got your nice little, blue cubes. And then you also have greetings from Chicago, because that is where we're going next, the Windy City Pizza. So, ever been to Chicago? They got good pizza, right? And then you can also see the menu back there. They do have like the classic tavern. They do have the deep dish. Of course, you got to get the Chicago style hot dog, and you can get a cheese dog with or without chili. Italian beef dipped in gravy. Again, haven't had it. It's amazing. And then you also have sides like onion rings, fries, mixed fruits, and then soda shakes, and then beer, which costs extra. And then again, you have the outdoor seating area. And again, you can actually see the sun start to rise over there. How nice. And then you can also see the main lobby area, which is absolutely stunning. So now we can move on, go back through this. And then you also have like nice sort of exposed ceiling areas. So yeah, now we can move through here. So this is back in the main lobby area. This is the Glimmers at Sea. This is your main jewelry shop here aboard the ship. So this is just a nice jewelry area. You can come in, look at the jewelry, or you can actually be interested in buying it, which you do over here. And of course, you got your security camera. Then you got your window out to the park, which we'll get to in a minute. But coming back through here, this is the main lobby area. So you have your staircase right here, which you come up and you come around, and then you also have these nice little transparent floors right here, which I thought were nice. And then right here, this is the future cruises area. So this is where you can like look up future cruises, because if you do book a cruise while on a cruise, you get a discount. So now we can move through here. This is another lounge. This is the Scarlet's lounge. This is actually the main comedy club here aboard the ship. So you have booths back here, which don't have tables for some reason. Oh, wow. Apparently this isn't finished. Wow, look at that. Oops. Whatever, it's fine. All right. So main comedy lounge. The guy performs up here. And of course you have a bar back here, because of course you do. You need a bar in every room on a cruise ship, it seems. But so yeah, so Scarlet's lounge, pretty simple, pretty basic. Over here, this is Terminal 1. This is a clothes store, I believe. So you need clothes on a ship, you got it. And you also have like these mannequins here, which I thought were really cool. But yep. So pretty much get your clothing areas or clothing pieces and whatnot. And then another warning. And then of course you have an outdoor area right here, which is very nice, very bright. Out here to the deck, where you have just these nice little seating areas here along the way. Coming back here, we're going to actually go over to the other side. We're going to check out, first of all, this is the Empress shop. So this is like the main Elysian brand shop, where you can get like keychains, sweatshirts, shirts, the cruise ship model, mugs, and other things. Yeah, so pretty basic shop area. So now we can come over here to one of the main bars, and this does look down to the casino area. And then this is a pretty much like nice little open meeting area, central area. So you have the Infinity Bar, which was on the Reverence, and I believe the Olympian. But yeah, so this is one of your main bars here aboard the ship, and it comes out here. So there's two sides to the bar. There's the inside spot and then the outside spot. And now we're going to show off the Elysian Park, and you have another trash can right there. But this is the Elysian Park. So this is one of the nicer areas here aboard the ship, and we'll look at this from both directions. So hangs over the side of the ship, as you can see, and pretty much you can just walk through it, and it's very nice greenery, nice seating areas. Again, one of the main sort of go-to destinations here on the Empress. And then you also have this right here, so nice little transparent area. We can look down onto the wake of the ship. So coming back over here, we can continue this tour of this deck. Starting off with the Amethyst Lounge. So this is the piano bar I was talking about. This is actually the piano bar. So you have your piano, obviously, and you have a bunch of seating, nice little, purple and blue hues, very nice. with the actually lowered floor right here, which I thought was neat because I don't think I've actually done that on a ship. I tend to shy away from stuff like that, but you do have a lowered floor, which is nice. So, pretty basic. And then over here, this is the main steakhouse. This is the Empire Steakhouse. So, if you need a steak, this is the place to get it. So, again, spruce, red, orange themes with the gray carpet, seating all around, and yeah, very nice steakhouse. And then, of course, because it's on this ship, it has an outdoor area, outdoor seating area. So if you ever wanted to have a steak and also watch a sunset, which pretend it's a sunset, this would be the spot to do it. So yeah, now we can move on to the third main dining room. But first, I want to walk through this hallway because this is actually cool. This is the main promenade, well, the back of the main promenade, and you have this sort of map here. So if you've been on a ship, you know that they have, like, at least Carnival has it, they have a TV where they kind of display where the ship is. So this is my take on it. As you can see, came out of Miami, went to Grand Turk, went to San Juan, and I believe it went to St. Kitts and Nevis. And then now we're back at a day at sea here in the Atlantic Ocean, going back to Miami. So I thought that was cool. But you have this nice little design here that took a long time to do, but I did. I think it looks nice. And then now, this is the Amethyst restaurant here. Again, different menu. You have an elevator right here that goes all the way up to, I believe, the last balcony deck. And then this one here does the same. But this is the Amethyst restaurant. This is the third of the 3 main restaurants. So again, just a single floor, but doesn't lack anywhere in detail. So yeah, this is the Amethyst restaurant, obviously with the same hues as the Amethyst lounge. And yeah, so very nice area. And then obviously it has an outdoor area, which I made sure to stay away from the hot tub because I knew that that could have some complications. So I did push it back a little bit, but it does have the outdoor seatings. Now to end this deck, we have one of the main spots. This is Remy's Smokehouse. So this is your main barbecue and hangout area. So you see, you have the 2 elevators right here. And then you have this giant TV right here, which you want to watch sports games. And then this is just a nice smokehouse and not bar area. Actually, there's not a bar in this area, which I do realize now is a little faulty. I do think I was planning on building a bar here, but there's bars like right next to everywhere on the ship, so it'll be fine. But this is where you pick up your food. You have your mains, you have your sides, all the way here, so you can get, like, you know, pulled pork sandwiches, mac and cheese, sliders, you know, all that good barbecue stuff, ribs, and then you can get a drink right here. So yes, and then you have your seating all around here, and your restrooms right there. And then of course, oops, you have a door right here to go to the outdoor seating area, and then a hot tub. So now we can go, I don't think there's an entrance on this side, so we can actually go around to the Oasis Bay area here on the Elysian Empress. You can pass by the hot tub, go around here, and you have this sort of hidden paradise area. And I absolutely love this space here on this ship. You have your pool right here. This is an infinity pool, so looking over the wake of the ship. Very nice, a lot of greenery around it. And then you have, again, here's the bar. So if you know, we're in this smokehouse, you can just walk out that door and get a drink right here. This is the bar. And then over here you have the boardwalk area. So this is the Elysian Empress boardwalk. So you have your rock climbing walls on each side, both varying in color. One is more tan, one is more red. And then you also have right here the boardwalk point, which has, you can get your classic, you know, boardwalk items such as a hot dog, pretzel, cinnamon bites, and a nice shake. And then of course you need to wash your hands, so that's there. And then you have seating around here. You got the 2 palm trees. Just a very, very nice area overall. And then over here, there is the entrance to the Amethyst restaurant. So now we can head on over to the main theater that I was talking about. So this is the area that I have been saving for last. This is the Empress Theater. So this is the main theater here aboard the ship. So this is kind of like the main lobby here. You got your floor seating, higher seating. We're going to go down to floor seating. So as you can see, we can walk down the side here. So this is the Empress Theater. This is your main theater here aboard the ship. I try to really make this one pretty like spectacular. So you guys can let me know if I did or not. But this is, again, your main theater. It spans 4 decks in height. So you have your lower seating right here, and then you have the upper seating up here. And I just think this is amazing. I really like how it came out. And honestly, this is like the first theater where I've actually been interested in building the theater, because usually it's like a gloss over for me. But for this one, it just really clicked for me. So yeah, now we can actually head over to the backstage because I want to show it off. So we can come over here and you have your backstage storage. You got like costume gear. You got the makeup room right here with the mirror. And that's actually it probably. Yeah, it's not a very big. Okay, it's not a very big backstage area, but it does get the job done. And we can actually come over to the other side because there is different storage. Yeah, there's like, you got a boat right there. You got bell, chicken ring. And yeah, now we can head over to the, this is a starboard mooring. So this is one of your mooring stations here on the ship. So you can see the ocean out there. And pretty much, yeah, the lines, they go out there and out there and out there. And then I wonder if there is an entrance to the crew area. There is a crew pool, well, not pool, but hot tub. Oh yeah, but this, so again, this is the main theater. Again, very nice. And I believe I can actually just go around here. It's actually on this deck down here. So on this lifeboat deck, this is on deck 4 forward, we can head on over here to a little secret area. That is crew only, obviously, but you have offices right here. So these are some crew offices. So if crew members need to get work done, they have it. So now we can head on over. This is the main sort of lounge. And you, oh wow, you can look out, you can see the galaxy. Sorry, I got distracted. But you got a bar, and then you have your hot tubs, which, yes, they are full of water. So you got nice hot tubs, again, on the very forward part of the deck. And then up there is the promenade, which we checked out, which we can fly over again. If you do want to see. So we can just do a quick 360. And then obviously, if you felt like I missed something, go ahead and download the ship for yourself. Trust me, there is so much more little details I put into the ship that I want you guys to check out. But we can pretty much do a nice little view over here of the promenade. You got the bar, and then you have the park area. And then you have more seating, and then you do have the elevators going up, which is what I was talking about. And then more seating. And so yeah, so now we can head on over to the balcony cabins. So we're here on deck, I believe 7 of the ship. We are going to be showing off a simple balcony room. So as you walk in, on your left side you have the cabinets and such. On the right side you have the mirror, and then on the left, coming around here, you have your bathroom with your toilet, and again the warning sign. And then here you have the bed with the TV. So very nice cabin, very spacious. And then you have your balcony, which if you are higher up, you'll have a better view. But this is just on the lower floor because I do have something I want to show off here. So it overlooks the ocean. It's nighttime, actually. I want to change that. So it does look over the ocean, as you can see there. Very beautiful. So now we can move on. Over here, this is where I wanted to show off. This is sort of a hidden park area. So this is one of many sort of hidden areas. At least you can see it, but just talking about access wise. So this is just a nice little park area. So you have your tree right here. And then you have a nice little greenery, seating all around. And then you also have, and this is the dome I was talking about earlier, where you can look up and you can see the water slides, which obviously we'll get to in a little bit. But that's just a nice little park area. And now you've seen a balcony room. So now we can head on up to the Lido deck. So we are here on deck 12, and we can just walk right on out to the main pool area here aboard the Elysian Empress, as you can see. So this is the first of 2 main pools here in this intersection of the ship. So this is the first one. You have seating all around. You have your shower. And then up here, you also have 2 hot tubs to go with it. And then in the middle here, you actually have a bar. So this bar spans 2 decks. There's also one up here. And then now, this is the second one. So this one would be defined as the quiet side of the pool deck. This one is the more loud area where you can find more the kids playing around, because it has the main TV screen up there, as you can see with the Elysian Empress on top. So big screen TV, and again, just a very nice pool area. So we can go to this second deck. I will save that for a later section of the video. So now we can go and look around, and then there's also hot tubs on both sides here. So now we can go along here to the first area here on this deck. This is a tequila burrito bar. So this is your Mexican restaurant here aboard the ship. So obviously you have the bar, and then you also have the kitchen over there, and then you have your seating all around here. And so yeah, pretty nice area, pretty basic tequila burrito bar. So you have more seating here, more open seating actually, because this is an open part of the ship. We can come in here. So this is your main buffet here aboard the ship. This is the Empress Market. So all the way here on the back of the ship. Obviously, before you come in, you got to wash your hands. And then you have your seating, and then you have your main area. So you have the starters. You got the deli right there. You got soups. You got pizza. You got main dinner, because I guess this is dinner. Pasta, salad, sides, and more sides. And then obviously seating all the way here on the back. Obviously great views of the ocean. And then also on the inside here, you have great views of the sort of boardwalk we were at earlier. So, and then there's also 2 specialty areas. This is Russ's Max Chicken. So this is like the main chicken area here aboard the ship. It is free. So you can get chicken sandwiches and chicken sliders, and yeah. So on the other side, you have the seafood area, which is called the Atlantic Seafood. So this is like, you can get pick up seafood here, and yeah, very nice. Obviously different from the sushi area. This is more other types of seafood. So yeah. All right, now we can move on, and we can go up a deck. So I believe this is no, this is not the nightclub. Okay, this is the main water park area. So we're actually going to exit on this side, but first we're going to show off this, which actually should be new in your memory. I did not add a sign, so I should do that, but this is the hangout area. So this is your main arcade area. So you have your tarot cards right there, and this is where you pick up your bowling shoes, because you do have a bowling alley back here. So it's pretty much a full-size bowling alley here aboard the ship. You have your skee ball right there, crane machines, seating areas. You got the Tsunami 4D experience right here. You got your shooter games. You got the punching machine. You got the zombie shooter. You got the racing game, and then you also have just classic Batman. And then you also have Just Dance right here. So yeah, that is your main sort of arcade. Oh yeah, and also ice hockey or air hockey. So yeah, that is pretty much your main arcade area. And over here you have Jake's Burger Shack. So this is like the main burger area. So pretty much order here, pick it up, bring it back, or take it across the ship, whatever you want to do with it. Then obviously trash cans right there. And then seating here around. And then actually, I believe, no, there isn't. I think we actually passed by ice cream, but I'll show off one up here. So this is one of your ice cream areas. You got vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. Pretty basic. So yeah, soft serve. All right, now we can show off the main water park. So we're going to go through here, pretty much walk down here. So you have the Port Meridian water park. You got bathrooms right there. You got your main sort of Meridian bar. Over here you have Camp Wilderness, which is like the main kids club from ages 3 to 11. So if you want a night out with your partner, drop your kid off here. Or if the kid just wants to go here, make friends, do whatever, you know, build with Legos and stuff. And then over here You obviously go up in the age range. So this is the space station, ages 12 through 14. A lot more updated, a lot more tech, centered. And so yeah, just nice little seating areas. Obviously nice views of the ocean, which are much needed. And you got like a dance floor here. But you can also play handball here, which is at least what I did in these areas when I was a kid. So yeah. Moving on over here, you got the lookout, which is ages 15 through 17. So you got a jukebox right here. You got, you know, PS5s back there. You got like a dance floor right here, lounge seating all around. And yeah, so those are your main kid stations. Now we can show off the main water park. So this features 4 different slides, and then also 2 additional slides right here, which are for the younger guys. And then obviously your bucket tower, which drops a ton of water everywhere. We can actually go up onto the tower. So that is up here. We can actually take the trip up. So we can go up here, all the way up, all these winding stairs, as we can take in the views that you would actually get. So you got the drop slide, Red Thunder. And then over here, Sunset Falls, these are just classic body slides, Vista rides. And then you also have Vice Runner, which is the main raft slide here aboard the ship. So, yep. And then obviously coming up here, you got the nice views of the adjacent area, right behind the smokestack. And so yeah, just a great view overall. Yeah, now we can show off the next area. So this is the ropes course. I don't know if that has a name. I believe it's just called the ropes course. But come up here, put your harness on, and then you can, you can actually go on it. So yeah, I did make it in so you can, like, kind of for the most part go on it. Oh, I got it for a second. But yeah, so that is the ropes course. It goes all the way around here, and then it also has an area where you can pretty much look over down at the boardwalk area, which I thought was really cool. And then on the other side, it has an area where you can look over the side of the ship like this. So pretty cool, pretty nice. And then right below it, you have horizon greens aboard the Elysian Empress. So this is your mini golf area. So this is where you play mini golf. So you go around here, it's right below the water park, and it's right below the ropes course. I believe there's 7 holes. So obviously they go around here, come here, and then you got your sand pits, you got the water. Obviously it's not real water, but it's, you know, it's supposed to be, it's mini golf, it's supposed to be fun. And it goes around here, and then in between this and the last mini golf holes, you have the fadeaway courts, which is your main basketball court here aboard the ship. So pick up a basketball, shoot hoops, play some pickup games. Very nice areas. Make a lot of friends here. At least I did when I played. The pickup games got very intense. It was pretty fun. So now come down here to the second half of the mini golf area. So this is again another hole, as you can see here. So goes around here. You got some nice little penguins looking at you, and then go through here, another hole, and then you cross this bridge right next to the volcano, which is the second to last hole. And then you come around here to the last hole, which goes all the way around here. So perfect timing as we witness this very nice sunset here aboard the Elysian Empress. We can start to go look at some of the nightlife, which includes the main nightclub, which we can just fly on over here because it is right here. You can see the sunset and the sun's gone. All right, time to go check out some of the main nightclub here aboard the ship, which is right through here. So this is Club 73 Vice. So Club 73 is the main nightclub aboard all of my ships. And it's no different on this one, except it's Vice themed. So you come in here, you got some nice polarizing colors. You got booth seating over there. You got more private seating right there where you can order bottles too. And then you have your main bar, which is massive. And I mean massive. And then you also have the dance floor, which is massive. And I mean, it is massive. So obviously large ship, a lot of adults, you got to have a large nightclub. So this is just for them. And then you also have this nice little glass wall right here, which is different from the side on that side. But yeah, just a lot of seating, a lot of booth seating, with nice lighting all around and So, yep. Come over through here. You got the all-gender bathroom right next to the nightclub. You come up here, actually, as this is some of the last areas on the ship. So, we're gonna start with the crow's nest. Again, we're gonna make it day. So this is the crow's nest. This is one of the feature restaurants here aboard the ship. So this is actually, the concept here is that it's supposed to be an outdoor restaurant, but with an indoor feel. So pretty much supposed to be shaded from the heat, but you're also supposed to be able to see the nice views of the outside and also feel the breeze of the nice ocean air. So traditional restaurant, it's pretty basic. The menu is going to feature pretty similar items to the main restaurant below. But yeah, as you can see, you probably understand the concept. It is open, it is nice, and yeah. All right, now we can move on to the other specialty restaurant, which is right across the way. This is La Cucina di Bernardi's. This is the Italian restaurant here aboard the ship, which is very large. So again, you also have nice views. One of my favorite parts, you have very intricate views of the water park right there going around. And then you also have the main restaurant area. So we can move along here. You have, this is where the crew makes your drink when you order it, but seating all around, white brown accents, very nice area, very nice views, obviously, which is needed. And then also up here, you can see the views of the main pool area, which also brings us around to the next part, but we'll get there. So that is the main pool area, which is very nice. And so, yeah, you got the internet, which you can access the internet right here. And then this is the Views Lounge, which is just a bar area that is designated for you to sit down, relax, listen to music, and look out on the ocean and the pool area. So, very nice area, obviously. And then you also have your restaurants right here, or not restaurants, restrooms on both sides. So you got the women's and the men's. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for this area. Now we can go and walk around on the deck. I'm gonna make my way through here. I'll actually just escape through here. All right. Oh yeah. This is a nightclub bar area. So again, this is another adults only area. So this is a bar which we can walk past, and we can look out on the very nice pool area. So walk through here in the sun, music blaring from the TV station or TV screen. We can come over here to the pretty much last area here on the ship. So walking all the way over here. So this is the, actually we're gonna go in through on the other side, come in through this lobby, go buy some nice paintings. This is the Serene pool. So this is the adult only pool, 18 plus. This is a towel hub. You can get a towel. And then in here is the actual Serene pool. So you got nice seating all along here. And then you have the Serene pool. So you got the Serene bar right here. And then this is the adults only pool area. Pretty much just a casual pool, which is very nice. And then you also have seating all around. And then this area also features drink ordering. So guys will come around and you can order drinks from them and they'll bring it right to you from the kitchen. So they also have hot tubs on either side. And then this is not it for the adults only, as there's actually 2 adults only pools on this ship. We can make our way to the next one, which we will have to go along over here. So past seating here, and we will come up here, Serene deck, adults only, 18 plus. So again, you have a very nice view of the rest of the ship, and then you have another hot tub right here, and then you have the Serene deck, which I actually built on time lapse. And so yeah, so again, very nice area. As you can see, this is the main pool area, which actually has a walk-up bar, as you can see, under the pool area. So yeah, very nice views, very nice overall. Coming over here, you have the Panda Buffet, which is pretty much the adults only buffet area. So it is because to get food from this area, you'd have to go all the way to the back of the ship, which obviously isn't, nice. So this is just a smaller, downscaled version of the main buffet. So you got your sides, you got your sweets, and you got your mains. So very nice. And then obviously it wraps all the way around here to the front of the ship, where you have another bar. But this is not it. There's one more area actually up here. So I'll come through here. You have a staircase up here. You have the top of the top area. So you have some nice chests. And not there, actually. It's over here. There's a hot tub. And then on the other side, you also have more areas. And then you have your radar tower. And so, yeah. And now, there's one last area I need to show off, which are these cabins. So we can fly right on into one. So this is the penthouse cabins, specialty cabins here aboard the ship. So you got your penthouse. So first off, you got your bathroom, cabinets, mirror, and then your staircase up here to the bedroom area, which features a full-size lounger and a bed and more cabinets, TV, and obviously your beautiful views of the ocean. So there's one more cabin though, and it is all the way at the end of this dark and scary hallway. It is the main penthouse. So this is the captain's suite here aboard the ship. So you got your full-sized balcony right here. You got your nice lounger right here, where you can stare and look at the ocean, which is very nice. And then up here, you have the main bedroom. So, yeah. So that is the captain's suite here aboard the Elysian Empress. And then now, for the final area that I will tour on this ship, I've set it up perfectly. This is the bridge. So, come in through here, and you've got all of the technology you could ever need to drive this ship. So, obviously, you got the bridge wing right here. You can look all the way down to the end of the ship, and and all the way down there. So when they're parking the ship or docking the ship next to a dock, they can make sure they don't like run into it too bad. So, and then also right here, if you're wondering, so those announcements you get throughout the day, like on a ship. I believe it's done in the bridge. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure. My crew areas, to clarify, are not 100% accurate to what real ships look like. I am not the best at crew areas. I am more of a passenger area kind of guy. But so they hold a talk here. You got a microphone, and they make their announcements. So, yep, you got all your nice little bridge needs, radars, monitors, and then you also have a mapping area to make sure they know where they are. And they also have the main sort of control area right here. And so, yeah, now we can fly on out, use the captain's suite to fly out. That, I believe, is the Elysian Empress. Besides some more cabins, as you can see here, I didn't tour these cabins here on the front, but if you want to see those, you can go and see them for yourself. They were very cool. But that is actually it for this ship. I believe I got everywhere. If I didn't, make sure to go and download the ship yourself. So if you made it through this entire video, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. It took a while to build the ship, and I'm very proud of it. If you guys liked it, please, it'd mean a lot if you were to subscribe. Check out my other ships. I do have a lot more, including real life ships. I have built plenty of carnival ships. I got future projects, and so yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Leave some suggestions, critiques. I'll take anything. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.